Hello, everyone. So there's an exclusive from Sahara Reporters. It says Tinubu under pressure as Chief of Staff Gbajabiamila is indicted in corruption probe of ex-Central Bank Governor Emefiele boss Kuru. Hey, 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 hey. Hey. Anyway, Sha. It said sources told Sahara Reporters on Monday that Gbajabiamila was fingered as one of the beneficiaries of the largesse of corruption uncovered under Emefiele Kuru, the chief executive officer of the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, and the former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. You know, there was a time, let me just, a bit of digression. There was a time I sent something to, I think, a tweet, EFCC, and was like, okay, there are a lot of, properties that are taking over other business or whatever. You never see where they're doing public auction. You never see where they're saying to people, we're going to sell these properties off, come and put in. Even if it's for eye service case, but they will carry a lot of these big, huge properties that the government had recovered from either corrupt people who have done corruption and all of that. And then they sell it pittance to amongst themselves. You probably see something worth maybe 20-something billion being sold for just 1 billion naira. And the state will lose over 20-something billion naira. The corruption that goes on, it's crazy, it's mind-boggling, it's sickening. I wonder how Nigerians are not angry at people just using their monies anyhow. And then when you are angry, they say you are mad, oh, you are crazy, you are too this, you are too that. Anyway, let me go back to the report. Bola Tinubu is currently under pressure over his chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila's alleged involvement in corruption. Sources told Sahara Reporters on Monday, this is my thing with Sahara Reporters, we keep repeating the same thing they've said before, that Gbajabiamila was fingered as one of the beneficiaries. I've said that before. The special investigator, Jim Obaze's report exposed how Gbajabiamila benefited from Emefiele Kuru's largesse of Ikoyi properties. The same thing I was just saying. Ikoyi's properties, largesse of Ikoyi properties from his days as Speaker of the House of Representatives, according to top sources in the presidency. One of the sources told Sahara Reporters that Gbajabiamila in return had ensured Kuru remained as AMCON's chief executive after about 9 years. Already, fresh information has emerged about how Godwin Emefiele and Emefiele Kuru, the AMCON CEO, conspired in gross abuse of office to acquire banks of choice using public funds to fraudulently take over Polaris, Keystone, and Union banks. Sahara Reporters obtained the special investigators' report on the probe of Emefiele, which uncovered the alarming sums of public funds which went into the fraudulent acquisition of the banks under Emefiele and AMCON under Kuru's leadership. Sahara Reporters on January 10th reported that the CBN dissolved the board and management of Titan Trust Bank, Union Bank, Polaris Bank, and Keystone Bank. This followed a report submitted to Bola Tinubu by the special investigator on the Central Bank of Nigeria and related entities, Jim Obaze. It was reported that the decision to dissolve the board was taken after a meeting between the CBN governor, Yemi Cardoso Obaze, and the boards of the 4 banks, including Titan Trust Banks, investors who had earlier avoided meeting with the special investigator. It's a whole lot of report. I'm trying to look through it. I've not read it before, because sometimes what I try to do is that I don't want the kind of reaction I'm giving when I'm talking to be like, oh, I've worked it out in my mind. Okay, should I say this? I just want to be my first take honest. This is how I feel about it. This is how you are seeing it. That's why sometimes maybe my videos might not be professional or well laid out or well this thing. I just want to give, this is my honest first time reaction, not the one that I've overthought it, or I'm thinking of this, that, and all of that. But sometimes, although I do take out, there are certain times I will take note, but this one I'm just really opening it now and just going with it. But there's too much repetition and all of that going on. An independent investigator sharing an opinion indicated that it is clear that the only organ of government that has resources for criminal and forensic investigation of economic and financial crime is the EFCC. The Jim Obaze Special Investigating Team has only managed to point to areas of infractions, but has not succeeded in forensic tracing and following of the money. It can only be strategic that the government hand all the cases over to EFCC, remove Emefiele Kuru from office, and switch around a few directors in the central bank who, without doubt, may be complicit with Godwin Emefiele in this criminal conduct. Otherwise, with those actors in positions, they will continue to obstruct the investigation. You can see the limitations of the presidential special investigators in the CBN establishment. Otherwise, Yemi Cardoso will remain in an invisible world hostage environment of Emefiele's network in the CBN, as Gbaja has surrounded the president with whispers of half-truth. Anyway, oh my goodness. It's our money that they are using this anyhow. They buy choice properties. You'll be sitting down. You'll be sitting down as if you are not in Nigeria, as if you are not part, except if you want to be part of their. I remember there was a time that someone had come to me, someone quite close, and was like, oh, you know that you know somebody in these places where they are selling off this thing, they can give you to. I'm like, me, I don't, anything that is not everybody can access it and buy it, and I just walk in and buy it. Anything that I have to follow somebody to be able to get it, and then some things will be ready. See my hand. It's not in it. I don't partake in it. No. I'd rather be managing my small thing. If I dey fly, I go sit down for my economy. After all, your air will still pop whether you are in first class or economy. I manage my economy. I respect myself. I saw the other day some people were beefing people that they are in first class, business class. Other people, no, first class as seat is 1A. People were going to me. I dey go back. I like my big mouth. I like the fact that I walk freely. I know they owe anybody. I dey enter this. I know they do yes sir to anybody. It's good for me. But you see this corruption in Nigeria. We need to fight it. We need to fight it.